Cody Rhodes has finally finished his story. He has slayed the monster that was Roman Reigns and will hopefully rule over WWE until Bash in Berlin, where Gunther should take the title like the monster that he is. Now, all that said, cast your minds back to 2021. Cody Rhodes is getting mixed reactions in AEW. His babyface persona is getting mixed responses, and his Homelander outfits kind of make it seem like he might go heel. That, or the dude is just like, super patriotic. He becomes polarizing. Perhaps a proto-Cena situation is beginning to occur, but Cody won't go heel. In early 2022, news breaks that Cody will be leaving AEW due to creative and personal differences. A variety of reports state that it can be anything from money to creative control. However, since then, Cody has stated it was a personal issue. He wanted to return to WWE to win the World Championship, which, yeah man, fair enough. But what if Cody never left? What if Cody went full Homelander heel? Let's go. So let's set the time limit. Cody's final pay-per-view for AEW was at Full Gear in a tag team match, and that's really underwhelming. So let's do this. We have from Full Gear 2023 to Full Gear 2022, and in that time, I will try to set up a good feud for Cody along the way with storylines and reasons for why he turns out the way he turns out, as well as a potential worthy successor to him in AEW. Our story begins at All Out. The night is historic for various reasons. Adam Cole, Ruby Soho, and Daniel Bryan debut. CM Punk returns to face Darby Allin. The Young Bucks win the tag team championships. Also that night is a casino ladder match. The rules are, 2 guys start the match and every 10 minutes another man enters. Once everyone involved has entered, the match can only be won by climbing the ladder and retrieving the poker chip. On this night we have various guys like Luchasaurus, aka Killswitch. We have Orange Cassidy, Sammy Guevara, Jack Perry, among others. When Orange Cassidy is about to reach the poker chip, after all 6 men have entered the match, the poker chip is raised. Kind of like how Austin wasn't allowed to pull down the briefcase, that situation. And that's when we hear the music of an unannounced 7th man. We hear Cody Rhodes comes out to the ring in full Homelander red, white, and blue Go America cosplay. He batters all of the beaten men after this grueling match. Cody doesn't even climb the ladder. The poker chip is lowered to him. Cody Rhodes is your winner and has earned a future AEW World Championship match. The following Dynamite, Cody comes out to a chorus of boos. No longer divided, the AEW faithful have turned on Cody completely. Cody says, "I don't understand you fickle fans. I left so much money on the table. I left to show you that you don't have to be shackled to a corporate machine to make a living doing what I love. I started a revolution. We started a revolution," as he points to the Young Bucks. "And you turned on me. You wanted me to lose. I started the resistance, and yet you demand other heroes? No, I will be the only hero in this story." And that's when Chris Jericho comes out with Tony Khan. "Welcome to the dark side, Cody, but last I checked, you signed a contract that you could never challenge for the world title." Cody says, "You're right, I did. But this contract says that I have the right to a title shot. 1 title shot. But don't worry, I'm not using this chip anytime soon. We have other business to handle." On the way to Full Gear, we have a segment where the Bucks ask Cody, "Who helped you win the ladder match?" And Cody says, "You'll find out soon enough." Obviously, to send a very clear message, it wasn't the Young Bucks that helped Cody, so who's this mysterious 4th man? It's at that point that FTR jumped the Young Bucks, but that's when Cody unveils his new business partner, the best man, Miro. Cause I love Miro. Anyway, the Young Bucks, Cody, and Miro stand tall on the Go Home show before Full Gear. At Full Gear, Cody kills Chris Jericho, leaving him a bloody mess in the ring. Chris Jericho takes some much needed time off. In the semi-main event, the Young Bucks are taking FTR to the limit for the tag team championships. The ref goes down with Cody entering the ring wearing a pair of brass knuckles. He looks at FTR and then blasts Matt and Nick Jackson with 2 of the stiffest punches you'll ever see. FTR cover the Bucks and we have new tag team champions. Cody stands there in a bloody suit with Miro and FTR. The main event still goes down with Hangman Adam Page beating Kenny Omega, but this time there are no Young Bucks to give Hangman the okay. On the next Dynamite, we have Miro, FTR, and Cody in the ring with Arn Anderson. The promo goes something like this. Cody talks about how the only right way to do business is to take care of your partners. And he always felt like the Young Bucks were only really in it for themselves. Cody wanted to be a family, but he wasn't a brother. He felt used. He felt like his work ethic was being exploited. So he found some new friends. 3 guys who had been dealt bad hands, but had the guts to change their fate by flipping the table. He found his partners. He found his horsemen. And that's when Arn Anderson opened a box with 4 rings. Cody Rhodes, Miro, and FTR are the 4 horsemen of AEW. FTR says they weren't really sure about this at first. They thought Cody might just be trying to use them. But with Cody helping them win the titles by screwing over his business partners, well, that's all the proof they ever needed. Cody says he's not a selfish man. They still have a few things to deal with before he can move forward. And that first thing has to do with the best man, Miro. At Winter is Coming, Miro defeats Sammy Guevara handily to win the TNT Championship, to become God's favorite champion. And we get back this weekly invitational with the TNT Championship, with Miro decimating everyone that gets in his way, really building him up as this world beater that he is. On the first Dynamite of the new year, Cody plans a board meeting with Tony Khan, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega. Right before the segment, we see Matt and Nick Jackson in the back. A lady comes up to Nick and says his wife needs to see him. Matt goes to the meeting alone. The meeting is to discuss Cody's casino chip and the title shot he's due. Tony Khan says the contract from Full Gear 2019 is rock solid. It's very clear. Cody says you're right, but I only need a majority stake to overturn it. Matt says, well, I can sure as hell tell you, me and my brother aren't going to give it to you. Cody says, about that. And then we see Nick Jackson being thrown into the stage area. FTR set him up with a chair wrapped around his neck, and Cody says, either you sign over you and your brother's 40% share in the company, or your brother gets his neck broken and you never have a tag team partner again. But hey, now you can go for a world championship by yourself, right? Matt looks disgusted as he signs over his shares of the company to Cody Rhodes. Tony Khan just stands there in shock. Cody tells Khan to sign the contract, but Tony refuses at first. Cody says, I have 60% of this company. My boys are the tag team champions, and our man Miro is the TNT champion. Either you allow the match that I earned, or we walk out with the titles, and I file for a vote of no confidence. I will kill AEW. Next week there will be no Dynamite, and by the end of the month, every wrestler in the back will have their hands out looking for a job at World Wrestling Entertainment. And that's when Adam Page comes out and tells Tony, sign the contract. I'm not scared of him. On the way to Revolution, we get a mirror of the 2 men. Adam Page is attempting to fight off the new 4 horsemen one by one, but the numbers are clearly too much for him. I want the commentary to really play up the similarities between this and the old days. A cowboy figure trying to defeat a bleached blonde asshole. Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair, but with Dusty's son as the monster. At Revolution, Cody wins the AEW Championship, and we end the pay-per-view with Cash Wheeler, Dax Hardwood standing with the Tag Team Championships, Miro holding up the TNT title, and Cody holding up the AEW World Championship. They hold all the gold. The 4 horsemen are dominating AEW. A few weeks later at St. Patrick's Day Slam, Cody defeats Sammy Guevara, who won the Face of the Revolution ladder match. He proclaims, it's good to be the boss. At Double or Nothing, we get Bryan Danielson versus Cody Rhodes. It's a very technical match, but Cody is able to defeat Daniel Bryan, but continues the assault after the match, until the BCC step in. This begins a larger feud of the BCC versus the Horsemen, but before we can get to that match, we have Forbidden Door with Cody Rhodes defeating Hiroshi Tanahashi. At Blood and Guts, we have Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Eddie Kingston versus the 4 Horsemen. Now the match ends kind of similar to what had happened this past year, where FTR and Miro have Jon Moxley with a chair wrapped around his neck and they're about to hit a move. Cody tells Eddie Kingston, either you forfeit the match or we cripple your friend. But hey, maybe Renee will still love him if he's a vegetable. Eddie Kingston relents and gives up, but FTR still hit the move, kayfabe injuring Jon Moxley's neck. Up next is Fyter Fest. Cody versus Darby Allin, 3 years after their epic 15-minute time limit draw that allowed Darby Allin to become the made man that he is today. Cody continues the assault even after defeating Darby Allin. Sting comes out but gets beaten. Then comes out a man we've been waiting for. Out comes Dustin Rhodes to confront his brother. Quake by the Lake will have a familiar war. No interference. Cody versus Dustin, but this time Cody is full heel, battering his brother bloody. Dustin refuses to die until Cody hits not 1, but 3 Cody cutters. But instead of a respectful cover, Cody puts his boot on Dustin's chest, screaming, "Why did you make me do this? Why?
Why did you make me do this?"
Cody is slowly becoming unraveled. After this, we have a return. We have Kenny Omega announces he will be at All Out and he will face Cody Rhodes for the AEW Championship. Now, some wisdom might dictate that this is when Cody loses the championship to a returning Omega, accompanied by the Young Bucks, but not in my universe. Kenny Omega is defeated, and this is where things get a little messy. In an ideal world, Cody's still around, so Brawl Out never happens. So hopefully, CM Punk is still around and not made of glass in this universe. So that said, we can go one of 2 ways. Now, the first way, the way I prefer, I'd have Jon Moxley come back from his neck injury, battle through each of the Horsemen in one-on-one matches on the way to the title match. At Full Gear, Lights Out rules. Moxley defeats Cody Rhodes and becomes the first ever 2-time champion in AEW history. Or, there's always round 2. CM Punk defeats the Horsemen one by one to win. Thus, the voice of the voiceless has saved his newfound home. CM Punk will take on Cody Rhodes for the AEW Championship at All Out and wins. And maybe he gets the help of the Elite. I don't hate that idea in this alternate universe. And the final angle of the night could set up CM Punk versus MJF3 for the championship in this, alternative universe that will unfortunately never happen. That said, that's how I would have booked heel Cody Rhodes. Now, bear in mind, he does not end this story, going back to becoming a face or a good guy. He is a bad guy through and through. The story does not end with his redemption, it ends with his defeat. His redemption can maybe come later, but he still has some more sins to commit. But what do you think? Go on and let me know down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. I don't think this is going to become an AEW channel, but I do have a lot to say about a lot of things that are going on. I'll probably talk about Jack Perry and the new era soon, but yeah, hope you all appreciate this, and yeah, we'll catch you all next time. We'll see everybody.